Welcome to BRINK Traveler. Landmannalaugar is a remote wilderness area located in the Icelandic highlands, known for its stunning natural beauty. The area is characterized by colorful rhyolite mountains, geothermal hot springs, and vast lava fields. The area is also home to a number of unique geological formations, including the Leherun lava field and the Brennisstensjolde volcano. Despite its remote location, it's a popular destination for hikers and nature enthusiasts from around the world, drawn to its otherworldly beauty and rugged charm. While you're exploring, you should know that each location you visit has 3 points of interest, which can help you learn more about your surroundings. Try using your compass to find points of interest placed around you. Wherever you see a Polaroid icon, point your compass at it to select it. You've just found your first point of interest. You can find these optional pieces of information in each location if you're interested in learning more about it. Hot springs are one of the most alluring attractions in Landmannalaugar National Park, offering a unique and rejuvenating. Icelandic moss grows in dense mats covering rocks, soil, and lava fields, and it plays a vital ecological role. Great job! You found all 3 points of interest in this location. Arches National Park is home to over 2,000 stone arches, including the most famous and iconic natural arch in the world, Delicate Arch. Standing nearly 18 meters tall, with an opening measuring 14 by 10 meters, Delicate Arch is a top attraction for park visitors. On a geologic timescale, many of these arches will only exist for the blink of an eye. As water in time continues to carve away their features, they eventually wear away until their inevitable collapse. But for now, beautiful view, isn't it? Did you know you can take a photo anytime during your... Of the more than 2,000 natural arches in the area, Sand Dune Arch might be one of the most hidden and mysterious. In the 1950s, the National Park Service investigated the possibility few hikes reach an ending as awe-inspiring as Corona Arch, a natural sandstone arch with an opening measuring over 30. Nestled in the azure waters of the Ionian Sea lies the picturesque island of Zakynthos, Greece. Its rugged coastline boasts breathtaking cliffs that plunge into crystal clear waters, providing a stunning backdrop for adventurous activities such as diving and sea kayaking. Visitors can marvel at the natural wonders of the blue caves. Want to learn even more about these amazing places? Luckily, you happen to have a... The island of Zakynthos is the third largest of the 7 Ionian islands, which run north to south along the west coast of the Greek mainland. These white cliffs tower far above the blue waters all along the west coast of Zakynthos Island. But despite their height, they're made of a brittle limestone. There have been a number of stories told over the years about this mysterious rusting ship slowly sinking into the pure white sand of this secluded beach. Recently uncovered documents confirm that it was once a smuggler's ship called the Panayotis, which was caught in rough seas and poor visibility one night in 1980, forcing the captain to abandon ship and give this inaccessible cove its new name, Navagio, which means shipwreck in Greek.
Watch your step. It's a sheer 1,000-foot drop to the mighty Colorado.
Lake Powell is the second largest man-made reservoir in the United States on the Colorado River in Utah and Arizona. The lake was created by the flooding of Glen Canyon by the Glen Canyon Dam. The Colorado River is one of the principal rivers of the southwestern United States and northern Mexico. The 2,330-kilometer-long river drains an expansive and arid watershed that encompasses 7. Petroglyphs are a form of ancient rock art created by the original inhabitants of this land by carving away the outer layer of a rock surface.
The petroglyphs found in this region were carved by the Anasazi Pulpit. Pulpit Rock is a sheer cliff with a flat top that resembles a preacher's pulpit. It's an iconic Norwegian landmark known for its breathtaking. Ever felt the urge to jump off a cliff? Base jumping involves leaping off buildings, antennas, bridges, and cliffs. Jumpers equip a specialized ram air parachute and check wind conditions before stepping up to the cliff edge, looking down at the 600-meter drop to the This natural attraction is one of the most visited highlights in Norway, with over 130,000 visitors a year. With great views, a relatively easy hiking trail, and convenient accessibility from the town of Stavanger, this hike has a big appeal for many visitors. June, July, and August are peak season for this, and when crowds will be at their highest. It's a rare moment that you Highlining is a balance sport, described as a moving meditation. It's a simple sport at its core. Just step off the cliff and onto the line, get out of your head, stop thinking, stop talking to yourself, and just get in the zone.
Sequoia National Park in California, USA, is a land of giants. Here stand the world's largest trees, some soaring more than 80 meters into the sky and 10 meters across at their base. Walking among these colossal trunks inspires a sense of awe that words can scarcely capture. Beyond the groves, the park unfolds in lush forests, alpine meadows, and rugged canyons where black bears, mule deer, and countless bird species roam. Enjoy standing. Despite being some of the tallest trees on Earth, giant sequoias are anchored by roots that reach only 2 to 4 meters. Face to face with the vastness and majesty of the natural world. Tucked within California's Sierra Nevada mountains, this region experiences dramatic seasonal contrasts. Scorching, sun-baked summers give way to winters blanketed in deep. Sequoia National Park is home to the General Sherman tree, the largest living tree on Earth by volume. Towering over 83 meters high and spanning over 11 meters across. Nestled in the northern Italian Alps, the Dolomites boast breathtaking mountain landscapes characterized by dramatic vertical rock formations and lush green valleys. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is home to the striking, pink-hued Dolomite rock, a unique geological feature that changes color with the shifting light. The Dolomites are named after the carbonate rock dolomite, first studied by geologist Deodat de Dolomieu, formed over 250 million years ago from The Dolomites lie at the cultural crossroads of Italy and Austria, with 3 official languages, Italian, German, and Ladine. The Ladine people, descendants of ancient tribes, maintain their language and During World War I, the Dolomites were a front line between Italian and Austro-Hungarian forces. Soldiers built tunnels and trenches into the mountains, some of which are now historical routes for adventurous hikers. Museums and preserved
You're standing on one of the most unique and breathtaking rock formations in the world. Located in the Arizona desert wilderness, the Wave is renowned among hikers and photographers for its colorful, undulating forms and dangerous hike through unmarked terrain to reach the site. The patterned walls around The Wave consists of intersecting U-shaped troughs that have been eroded into Navajo sandstone of Jurassic age. Initially, there are 4 trailheads which provide access to Paria Canyon and the Wave. However, in an effort to maintain the natural An ideal time to photograph the Wave is the few hours around midday, when there are no shadows in the center. Although early morning and late afternoon shadows can make for dramatic photos.
Vatnajokull is the crown jewel of Icelandic glaciers and the largest glacier in Europe by volume. At roughly 8,000 square kilometers, Vatnajökull's rapid melting stands as a stark, visible indicator of climate change in action. Scientists close The ethereal landscape of Vatnajökull National Park has made it a favorite destination for filmmakers seeking otherworldly settings. The glacier and its surrounding terrain have appeared in Hollywood. The glacier's immense meltwaters feed into some of Iceland's most spectacular waterfalls and river systems, making it a significant hydrological site. Waterfalls, such as Svartifoss, known for its striking black basalt columns framing the falls, Lake Tahoe is a mesmerizing alpine lake nestled in the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. The vibrant blue color of Lake Tahoe's water is due to its incredible clarity and low algae content, which allow sunlight to penetrate. Formed over 2 million years ago in a massive geological upheaval, Lake Tahoe is among the oldest lakes on Earth. It reaches a depth of 1,645 feet, making it the second deepest lake in the U.S., trailing only Crater Lake. To visualize its depth, Tahoe could entirely submerge. Lake Tahoe's unique location on the California-Nevada border Cappadocia, located in central Turkey, is a unique destination known for its fairy chimneys, underground cities, and ancient cave dwellings. Visitors can explore the UNESCO World Heritage Site by taking hot air balloon rides, hiking through valleys, and visiting ancient churches carved into the rock. This region in central Turkey is known for its unique geological formations called fairy chimneys. These cone-shaped rock formations were created by volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. Known world over for its hot air balloon rides that offer stunning views of the unique landscape, this region's distinctive formations, combined with the early morning light and peaceful atmosphere, make for an unforgettable experience. The balloons typically Cappadocia is home to vast underground cities that were built during the 600s and 700s. These cities were carved out of soft volcanic rock and could accommodate up to 20,000 people each. They had ventilation shafts,
You're standing on the remnants of a melted glacier, exposed granite left behind in the last ice age. The cliff walls around you were carved out of the granite bedrock of the Sierra Nevada by a moving sea of ice, spilling down from the highest mountain in the contiguous United States, Mount Whitney. Owens Valley, also known by its native name of Payahunadu, lies between the Sierra Nevada and Inyo Mountains in eastern California. The Sierras to the west. Mount Whitney is the highest mountain in the contiguous United States, towering over Owens Valley at 4,421 meters. It's one of the most frequently climbed peaks in California. The typical route to the summit is part of the famous John Pinnacle Ridge is an arête, a sharp granite spine formed by the removal of rock by glacier advance, separating two glacial cirques. Over time, these narrow ridge lines Sanbawi is a striking rock formation comprised of 6 granite peaks that stretch out like a giant folding screen. The hike to this peak takes roughly 4 hours round trip, and it's considered one of the more challenging day hikes in Suraksan National Park. This grotto was built by Master Monk Vinaya during the 6th year of Queen Jindok of Shila in 652 CE. It is a Buddhist hermitage built right into the rock in the shadow of Ulsanbali. This trail starts out as gently sloping, following a rocky stream with cascading pools of blue water called fairy pools, engulfed in lush forestry. A few miles. The park is a popular hiking destination with dramatic peaks, deep valleys, and jagged ridges. It offers spectacular landscapes all year round, with jaw-dropping scenery at every turn. Often mistaken for Mount Whitney, Lone Pine Peak dominates the view of the Eastern Sierra from the small town of Lone Pine. While its geographical location makes it appear larger than neighboring peaks, at 3,945 meters, significantly lower than Mount Whitney just to the northwest. Situated on the edge of the John Muir. No official path to Lone Pine Peak exists, but hardy hikers can skirt the mountain's western edge along the Mason Lakes Trail. This part of the southern Sierra Nevada mountain range, Lone Pine Peak was formed 40 million years ago, when tectonic shifting along the nearby fault tilted the Earth's crust. Settlers crossing the Sierras in the mid-1800s stumbled upon a single pine tree tucked between two creeks at the base of a nearby mountain. The name of Aoraki originates from an old Maori legend about Aoraki and his three brothers, who were the sons of the Skyfather. According to legend, the brothers were on a trip around the Earth Mother when their canoe hit a reef and they became stranded. The brothers climbed onto the top of the overturned canoe, but there are 3 swing bridges that have to be crossed to reach Hooker Lake. The second swing bridge was severely damaged during a storm in 2019 and may be closed when area winds. Hooker Lake is a proglacial lake that started to form in the late 1970s by the recent retreat of the Hooker Glacier. Hooker Lake's length has doubled between 1990 In New Zealand, trails are called tracks. Following this 5-kilometer track at dawn gives you a view of the first rays of the sun creeping over the southern. Slot canyons are a marvel of the natural world, and Antelope Canyon may be the most breathtaking of them all. Artists and travelers from all over the world journey to the Navajo Nation. A slot canyon is a long, narrow, and deep channel of sheer rock walls, typically created from eroded sandstone. Nearly 50,000 wild horses reside on the Navajo Nation's 18 million acre reservation, spanning Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. Here, the remains of The same rainwaters that formed these canyons can pose a fatal danger to unsuspecting adventurers. Flash floods can occur with little to no warning from storms miles upstream. Nestled in the Canterbury Plains of South Island, Mount Sunday feels worlds away from civilization. For the Maori people, the night sky was used as a sacred roadmap to mark not only time and place, but also the natural flow of Earth cycles. Any die-hard Lord of the Rings fan knows that no trip to New Zealand would be complete without a stop at Edoras, the capital city of the Kingdom of Rohan. When it came time to film the portion of the Two Towers that takes place in Rohan's seat of power, the world's only alpine parrot is at threat of extinction in New Zealand, as numbers plummet in the face of threats from non-native predators and human development. The kea is the world's only mountain-dwelling parrot, and also Welcome to White Pocket, a hidden sandstone oasis in the Vermilion Cliff. The imprints you see in the ground before you are dinosaur tracks, over 75 million years old. Several thousand footprints have been revealed around this area by the erosion of the sedimentary sandstone. More than 20 species of raptors, including bald eagles and golden eagles, peregrine falcons, and several hawk species, call this region home. The endangered California condor has been reintroduced into this region recently due to its The extraordinary geology at White Pocket is not easily explained. Some geologists believe that White Pocket is a result of soft sediment deformation, meaning the contortion. The show is always free at Cirque de Gavarnie, a natural amphitheater in the Pyrenees Mountains along the French-Spanish border. Thundering waterfalls provide the musical entertainment while you meander through a Botanists, be prepared. You're entering a floral paradise. The Pyrenees are home to 200 hyper-regional plant varieties. If you peer up at the rear walls of the Cirque de Gavarnie, you'll see deep gaps and crevices on every peak. Formed when glaciers slid into the valley millions of years ago, the most famous Les Miserables author Victor Hugo sang the Cirque's praises in his epic poem, Dieu, written in the mid-1800s. He called the site an impossible and extraordinary object, and a mountain and a wall at the same time, a colosseum of nature. He finished Welcome to Southern Death Valley National Park, home to many famous landmarks, including the Devil's Golf Course. Mesquite trees dominated this area before the sands from the nearby Cottonwood Mountains became intrusive in this valley, burying the trees and choking them out. You can see the struggling remains of partially buried mesquite trees eking out a powerful debris flows of mud, boulders, and watershed within the perimeter of Ubehebe have created triangular alluvial fans and have exposed many layers of yellow and orange metasediment. Billions of salt crystals cover the valley floor here, forming a serrated landscape of jagged miniature peaks and valleys. If you stand still long enough and listen,
Réunion Island, a French overseas department in the Indian Ocean, is a paradise for nature enthusiasts. Boasting remarkable biodiversity, Réunion Island presents a unique blend of tropical forests, coastal ecosystems, and mountainous regions. This biodiversity is due to the Réunion Island is a vibrant tapestry of cultures, reflecting influences from Africa, Asia, Europe, and India. This cultural diversity is evident in the island's languages, with French and Réunion. Located in the Indian Ocean, Réunion Island is home to one of the world's most active volcanoes, Piton de la Fournaise. This shield volcano has erupted frequently over the centuries, with the most recent eruptions occurring in 2023.
Bryce Canyon National Park showcases the stunning geology of southern Utah, a red rock wonderland created by wind, water, and snow. Perhaps nowhere are the forces of natural erosion more. Wintertime in Bryce Canyon National Park is one of the best times to see this natural wonder. The white snow, juxtaposed against the crimson earth, makes the scenery even more stunning in the winter. In the Native American story of how Bryce Canyon was created, the legend people were notorious for living too heavily upon the land. They would drink up all the rivers and gobble up all the pine nuts until there was nothing left. Rust, bacteria, and water are responsible for the stunning colors found within Bryce Canyon. Iron oxide is what colors most of the rock. Bacteria live on the surfaces of these rocks, which expel iron, manganese, and other minerals.
Peña Ezkaurre is a small mountain located in the Basque region of Spain. Known for its breathtaking views, it offers a peaceful escape from the bustling city life nearby. From the top of the mountain, visitors are treated to panoramic views of the surrounding countryside, with rolling hills and distant mountains stretching as far as the eye can see. On a This mountain is considered sacred by the Basque people. According to local legends, the mountain was once the home of the Basque goddess Mari and was used for religious ceremonies and offerings. Peña Ezkaurre is also a popular spot for adventure sports, such as rock climbing and paragliding. The rugged terrain and stunning views make it an ideal destination for thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. The surrounding area is home to a variety of endemic species, including the Basque sarrio, a subspecies of chamois. These agile and sure-footed animals are adapted to the mountainous terrain and are known for their jumping and climbing abilities. Red Rock Canyon State Park in California is a geological wonderland nestled within the El Paso Mountains. With vibrant red and orange rock formations, it showcases the beauty of sedimentary layers composed. Joshua trees in Red Rock Canyon State Park have a unique ecological significance as a keystone species. These iconic trees serve as a critical habitat and a vital food source for a variety of wildlife, including This area has a complex geological history. The park lies along the western margin of the Great Basin, a vast region characterized by stretching and faulting of the underlying rock. The area is renowned for its stunning and distinctive rock formations. Situated within the El Paso Mountains, the dramatic cliffs and canyons exhibit a kaleidoscope of vibrant red, orange, and pink hues. These colors are a result In the heart of northern Spain lies the Bardenas Reales, a striking semi-desert landscape that spans over 42,000 hectares, formed through millennia of natural erosion. The stunning landscape of Bardenas Reales has attracted numerous film and television productions. One of the most famous examples is the popular TV series Game of Thrones, which used the natural park as Bardenas Reales is divided into 3 distinct zones: the Bardana Blanca, the Bardana Negra, and the Plano. The Bardana Blanca is characterized by its striking badlands and eroded formations. In 2000, UNESCO designated Bardenas Reales as a biosphere reserve, recognizing the area's significant ecological value. The region's diverse ecosystems, including Mediterranean forests, grass, The rounded rocks and eroded hills you're standing on are the iconic Alabama Hills of Eastern California. The Sierra Nevada Mountains lay to the west, and the Inyo Mountains to the east. Mount Whitney is the tallest mountain in the contiguous United States and the Sierra Nevada, with an elevation of 4,421 meters. The west slope of the mountain is in Sequoia National Park, and the summit is in the southern.
The Alabama Hills of California is named after a Confederate warship deployed during the American Civil War. When news of the ship's exploits reached certain Confederate sympathetic prospectors in California, they named their mining claims after. Since the early 1920s, hundreds of movies and television shows have been filmed in this valley. Some of our favorites include Iron Man, Django Unchained, Star Trek, The Lone Ranger, and Bonanza. Surrounded by forest on 3 sides and the Atlantic Ocean on the 4th, the Dune de Pilat looks as if the ocean floor crawled onto the French coastline and took a nap. In fact, look out below, or maybe above, too. Keep an eye out for brightly colored paragliders floating just above the dune. Thanks to its open landscape, ideal winds, and from early spring until late fall, a staircase goes up on the inland side of the dune to ease the nearly 100-meter climb. If it's leg day, feel free to haul yourself up to the top in the sand. The dune is always searching for more real estate.
Marseille, a vibrant port city on France's Mediterranean coast, boasts a rich cultural and L'Équoi de Marseille-Hiver is a historic cross located atop a mountain in the Quelonque National Park near Marseille, France. It is believed to have been erected by the Knights Templar. The Caroline Hospital, also known as Hôpital Caroline, is a historical landmark on Ratonneau Island. Built in 1828, it originally functioned as a quarantine facility to prevent the spread of contagious diseases from arriving ships. The hospital played a crucial role in controlling the plague and other epidemics in the 19th century. In later years, the hospital was repurposed to serve as a military barracks. Ratonneau Island, part of the Frioul archipelago located in the Mediterranean Sea near Marseille, played a significant role during World War II. In 1943, the German occupation forces
If you want to visit Mars without leaving the Earth, Goblin Valley State Park is the destination for you. Rock formations called hoodoos fill 13 square kilometers of the San Rafael Desert in south-central Utah. While many hoodoos are thin pedestals topped by a heavier rock type, the mushroom-shaped goblins in the valley are the result of it. The first settlers to stumble into the valley were cowboys looking for their cattle. Then, in the late 1920s, a local ferry operator became the first. Capitalizing on the outer space landscape, the cult classic sci-fi film Galaxy Quest filmed many of its alien planet scenes in Goblin Valley. The movie's rock goblin, however, has yet to be seen on park property. Long before settlers discovered Goblin Valley, the Fremont, Paiute, and Ute tribes populated the area. Much of their artwork remains in At 3,740 meters, Mount Morrison towers over Convict Lake and Owens Valley below. Mount Morrison was named for Robert Morrison during the late 19th century. Morrison was a merchant who was killed near Convict Lake in 1871 while acting as a member of a posse pursuing escaped convicts from. Fulgurites are natural tubes or crusts of glass that sometimes form when lightning discharges into ground and fuses silica sand or rock. They range in size and can be as small as your pinky finger In 1877, the world's first known Stegosaurus and Apatosaurus fossils were discovered near Mount Morrison. The majority of these fossils were shipped to the Yale's Peabody Museum of Natural History in New York. Glen Canyon, lying northeast of the Grand Canyon, is part of an immense. When erosion strips away layers of rock, the varying resilience of material results in differing rates of removal. Under the right circumstances, this can lead to the creation of a hoodoo, a sandstone. The process that creates a hoodoo, when left undisturbed for years, can produce tall, seemingly impossible spires that resemble heavy blocks. As water moves across a surface, it transports grains, picking them up when the ratio of grain size to flow velocity is high, and dropping them when that ratio is low. Near the town of Mammoth Lakes, California, Crystal Crag rises above. The sheer sandstone walls of Singing Canyon rise more than 80 feet on both sides. At dusk, on summer evenings, hundreds of bats have been observed to fly through this canyon. Often maligned and misunderstood, bats are mostly harmless to humans when left undisturbed. As the only mammals that can fly, they have the ability to navigate in the absence of light by using carefully calibrated seismometers. Researchers are able to record the natural vibrations emitted from rock formations. These recordings, full of eerie rumbles, hums, and whines, can help predict the probability of a rock formation. How does a simple crack in a rock transform into a deep, winding gorge with a narrow path and sheer sides? It happens like this. Iceland is a country of immense natural beauty. And how far? These distinctive columns of stone are made from a volcanic rock called basalt. Basalt is a dark gray rock, which sometimes has the unique columnar structure seen here. An exploration of Iceland isn't complete without visiting one or several of the country's incredible waterfalls. While most of Iceland's waterfalls are fed by glaciers and springs throughout the island itself also receives a large amount of rain. Iceland is among the most volcanically active places in the world, with roughly one eruption every 5 years. Volcanic activity is a fact of life in Iceland, where people have learned to live. Our world is filled with amazing places to discover. We're working hard to prepare more locations for you to explore. Check back regularly for new updates.